Hello, my name is Mitya, and in this tutorial we'll go through the steps required to do a quick projection mapping on a simple facade like this. So it's not a 3D mapping, we call this workflow 2D projection mapping. So let's say we have a simple, more or less flat facade and two full HD vertically oriented projector. By the way, this project was done by our friends at ShowSage. In LightAct, you will probably want to create a video screen with the resolution that you want to use for your facade. This information usually comes from the designer of the show or something like that. The physical size of the projector doesn't really matter, neither actually does the aspect ratio, but you'll probably want to keep the aspect ratio and the physical size more or less the same as the actual facade or actual projection object that you want to project on. You see that I've created a projector here, but actually you don't need that. We are actually not using this. Then the projection mapping is actually done in the Output Maps window. So you see I've already created two vertically oriented outputs, virtual outputs of full HD resolution. And in here I've created two sub areas of the same vertically oriented full HD resolution. And I've placed them, sort of snapped them to the edges of the video screen. And of course there is some overlap, which is what actually should happen as well. Then what you do, let's delete this. You map these sub areas like so and map it back. And then the warping and the blending and everything is created in the layout of these two mappings. So I right click and click on create layout. Now in here, you'll probably want to add some perspective warp nodes like so. And you'll probably want to do soft edge like so. And depending on how you want to actually order them, you might want to add the soft edge before perspective. It's up to you. So I'm going to disable this for now and enter the perspective warp, which is usually the first thing you'll want to do. So in most projects like these, the edge of projection does not begin right at the edge of the facade. There's always some overshoot, which is what should happen. So you'll probably want to move these edges. So for example, that this one should be fixed to the top left part of the facade. This one should be fixed to the bottom left part of the facade. And this one can actually be calculated based on the area that projector is projecting on and the size of the facade. Then once you're happy with this, you can proceed with the mesh warp. And in here, you add the width splits and everything the way you want and adjust, basically fine tune the projection so that it fits perfectly. To blend the projection, you'll probably want to use the soft edge node, and in here, in this case, we'll probably won't want to blend the left part because that's the edge of the facade, but we'll probably want to blend the right hand part. Okay, something like this. And if you want to use the masking, you do it like so actually. So you need to use two nodes. One is texture blend, like so. And you need to bring this one in and then do it like so. And in here, multiply, yes. And then add the setup. And in here, you can add the polygon and you have different types. So here you can add different masking polygons to mask a particular part of the texture out. And if you want to, this is, I think, pretty helpful. If you want to see the background texture, you just connect the output to this one. Okay, so let's say we are happy with this, and the only thing that we need to do is essentially the same thing here, create a layout, and do the same thing for the right projector. Of course, then you need to map this to, you can hold Shift and just map it to one of the physical outputs. In my case, I don't have the right physical projectors connected, so I'm not gonna do that.